Just come out of the 10 Upfronts. Very good show, good response so far. A couple of questions. One is 10, the star performer this year so far in the ratings, and does it suggest that broadcast television overall can still grow its audience base, or is 10 special?
Oh, look, I think there's no doubt we've had a great year and we've launched 5 new shows. So, I think at the end of the day, it's all about great content, and what we've shown this year is that we can grow the audience. I think the other thing that we've seen is that, with that content across all platforms, that there's a big audience, not just across linear television, but across all the other platforms as well. So yeah, I think it can. And at the end of the day, it's all about great content, and that's what free-to-air is all about.
People have been talking about 10 having a rise for a few years. It's happened this year, and it's happened very well. What are you saying to your troops? What are you saying to your people this year about next year in terms of your performance?
Look, I think there's been an awful lot of hard work in terms of getting to this point. The job's not done, so we've had a pretty simple strategy for the last 2 years in terms of developing good content. We've got 730 content right across the board the survey year now, so we've got consistency. We know programming 101 is about developing habit, so we think we have that, and we have a trust that the content that we're delivering is great content.
Plenty of critics out there saying that free-to-air television is in irreversible decline in terms of audiences. What do you say to those critics about increasing distribution and different viewing choices? What do you say to those people that say it's irreversible?
Look, I think there's no doubt that there's a lot more choice out there now. I think what we've said is that when we look at our viewing of our content across all the various platforms, from PVR to streaming, that there's more people, we touch and engage more people now than we did 5 years ago in 2010. So I think that speaks volumes. We want to give our content to people when they want to watch and how they want to watch and what device they want to watch it on. So when you look at all of those views across those mediums, it's a good story.
Going to linear TV, I mean, 10, your view of 10 in linear and beyond, what does 10 look like, say, at the end of 2016 in terms of its distribution? What should we be expecting?
Look, I think we just continue to develop our content across the various platforms. We're on more platforms than any other free-to-air network. We're on 12 platforms with 10 Play now. So not only do we have our linear broadcasts across 10, 1 and 11, we have a big audience watching our content online through 10 Play.
You've had a few conversations over recent months with media buyers and advertisers. The MCN tie-up, the conversations you've had with them, what's the response you're getting? What's the questions and the conversations you're having with those guys?
Look, I think overwhelmingly it's extremely positive. We now, there's a big step for us to partner with MCN. MCN have a world-class trading platform. They have real data that's measurable, and when you combine that with the 16 to 54 audience between 10 and the MCN, the Foxtel channels, it's 45% with little duplication across those all of those channels. That's a pretty powerful proposition.
And finally, Paul, at what point did the MCN proposition make sense to you? Was there a point in time where it went, right, I get it, or we're going to do this? Was there a point?
Look, I think the theory behind the MCN proposition around world-class trading platform, data, and lack of duplication or efficiency has always made sense. It just, I think all the stars aligned, and 10 now with the growth in its ratings this year, and all of the benefits that MCN offers made it the perfect time to join forces.